Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you how to start a nature club in your area. So we have a nature study club here in the Pacific Northwest, but I've also started one in our previous state when we lived in Tennessee, and it was a beautiful time together. It is a low prep, low pressure type thing, and it sounds so intense when you say it. We have nature study club every single week, and I promise you it has been such a blessing to our family. We have grown in our nature study skills, we've grown in our nature identification skills, we've grown in social skills because we're out with the community. I've really just been so blessed by the other moms that we get to meet with. So if the thought of a nature study club sounds great, but you're not necessarily sure how to begin or where to start or how to find families, this video is for you. So the first thing you want to do is find some like-minded moms in your area. So you can start with a MOPS group when your children are really young, and usually those are through churches. I'm going to link to the few different sites that I used to find local moms in the description below. So you can start with a MOPS group. You can also start with like a Bible study fellowship group. Those are really helpful. Those are all over the US. And then there's also a Charlotte Mason soiree group. And there's a map feature that allows you to look for local Charlotte Mason moms in the US. So I have utilized that a ton of times. And you can also check out your local church groups as well if you already have a church. The wild and free groups are useful as well, but you do want to make sure that if you're looking to do a Charlotte Mason based nature study club, you want to be really transparent about that ahead of time. You can keep this open to many people, or you can just select a few families to participate, and I've done both. So we have a Charlotte Mason group locally here in the Pacific Northwest, and so there's several different Charlotte Mason moms and their children that want to join in. So I this year am just posting in that group and letting them know the location and the time and the expectations, and then they will select whether or not they can come, and they'll RSVP. So it's been kind of more people than there was in our last group where we only had the same 4 families that were meeting, and it was consistent. And there's benefits to both. You're meeting a lot of people in the one where you post it, and it's just kind of like whoever is a Charlotte Mason mom that wants to join in a nature study can come. I did keep it at Form 1 only, so that was just grades 1 through 3, and I did allow younger siblings to come because we're homeschool moms. The younger siblings join us for everything, right? So you definitely can do either one. There's benefits to both. So after that, you want to pick a day of the week. So for us, we used to do Fridays. Now it's on Wednesdays. You can also do bi-weekly, so every other week. We have a co-op starting in the fall, and so we will only be meeting every other week for Nature Study Club, and then every other week for co-op. So it'll kind of rotate through. But Wednesday is our Nature Study Club day. And so what I do is I like to pick a day of the week, and then I pick 4 or 5 locations to rotate through. So you can see these same spots through the seasons and through the year. And I try to pick spots that are centrally located to most of the families. That way one family isn't having to drive 45 minutes every single time they go to Nature Club. I also chose spots that had covering. So we live in a pretty rainy climate, and I wanted to make sure that even if we were out for a rainy walk, we have no problem with that. We don't want our journals to get soggy. And so we would meet underneath the underhang and be able to still meet under the covering to do our journaling after and eat our lunch. After you pick your locations, your day of the week, pick a way to communicate your group outings. And so there's the band app. You can start a Facebook group. You can just do text message if it's just a few families, and let everyone know what to expect. So explain to them what they need to bring. Talk through the schedule. I literally made a tiny little schedule, and I'll share that with you in just a minute, on what we would do and what our time together would be, because otherwise quickly the children can realize, oh, there's unstructured time, just play, which is great, and there is time for play, but the purpose is Nature Study Club, and so you really want to set that expectation and a behavior expectation. Okay, do we run around and go off? So our family can't see us. No, like we want to stay together. In the beginning of the group, I would always share as the group leader, okay, everyone, I'm so excited you're here. Let's make sure we stay together on our walk. Let's make sure we're walking and really just noticing what we see. And I like to share the John Muir Laws journal prompts. They are, I wonder, I notice, and it reminds me of. And my sweet friend Joanna over in Tennessee shared those with us in our nature group that she led. And so I always use those now where I live. So thanks, Joanna, if you're watching this. I love using those now with my daughters. If they notice something, I can kind of draw their attention back to it. And it's almost like a little mini object lesson. And if you're not familiar with an object lesson, go watch my video on Charlotte Mason Speak. Yeah, let everyone know what to expect and make sure you're putting an age limit. Like I said, a 15-year-old going on a nature walk with a 6-year-old. There's definitely benefits, but I wanted to keep it mostly younger kids. Now, when my children are older, it'd be great to have a nature club where it was, you know, a lot of older students. And then if you don't care about that and your family is very big and you have a 17-year-old and a 4-year-old, then have all the families join you. Really make it work for you, because you as the leader get to decide that stuff. And it is nice. There's a little bit of pressure because you have to plan and you know, facilitate that, but it's very easy to facilitate because of the way I have it structured, and I'll share what we do in our nature study club. It really does run itself. So our structure is we meet at a designated location, and like I said, pick 4 to 5 spots. You want to just go, okay, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, start the rotation over, this spot, this spot, this spot. So you want to make sure you're going in order so you're seeing them a couple of times each season. And so we've done that the last 6 months, and it's been wonderful just to see how the space that we walk through that we're now familiar with changes so much. Each time we visit this specific location, there are new wildflowers or little leaf buds or different types of birds. And so it's beautiful to see, and it's beautiful to experience together. So our structure is we meet at the designated location, and we always start at 10. Sometimes it's a little earlier. And then we need to make sure we set the expectations before we go on our walk. I usually wait about 15 minutes and to make sure that all the families that are attending are there, because it's hard for them to catch up afterwards. And then we go for our nature walk together. And then after about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on how long the walk is, we will sit down under that covered space or just on blankets in the grass, and we will journal. And we will sit in specific families. And this is important because I find that my kids get distracted if they're sitting next to their best friend and then they're not really focused on nature. And so I really was pretty specific when I said it's mother-led. It's family-based. And then afterwards they have time to play, that unstructured time. So we definitely want to make sure that when we're journaling, we're sitting in our specific families. And if you use a Charlotte Mason curriculum that has like a special study, this is a great time to incorporate that. Or you could leave it up to whatever the children see on their walk. This is a question I get often, is like, do you have them look for specific things? And the answer is no. I do not have my kids look for specific things. I really want them to get used to the idea of looking around and seeing what resonates with them. And so they will choose a wildflower or a bird, or sometimes we'll see a bunny and we'll try to identify it. We bring our guides, but they do mostly draw from memory. Sometimes a student will pick a flower and they'll want to draw that flower based on the model, and that's fine too. Charlotte Mason did recommend that we draw from memory, from model, and from imagination. So after we journal, we then have lunch, and after we eat, the kids all play and the moms talk, and it's just a lovely time. And like I said, if you're hosting the nature club where they just are allowed to look around and go on the walk and see what they need to see, there's no specific object or no specific thing you're looking for, it really does run itself as far as just you having to facilitate. It's not a ton of work. but there are so many benefits to it. And so it's something that I hope we'll always be able to do. And I hope that this video was helpful for you in learning how to start a nature club in your area. If you have any questions, or if you feel like I didn't cover anything in detail, let me know in the comments and I will respond. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.